Hey guys, welcome to this channel. We will be introducing um, basic tools for 3D processing and modeling. First off is our pliers. This is a needle nose plier, great for pulling off vertical supports on your 3D models. Alright, any small pliers will do. Next up, we have our wire cutter, which is used to cut off any excess plastic or other flat support material or just general hard to pry off support material. Next is our hobby knife. Simple hobby knife to cut off any excess parts that you don't need. Some parts that are rather hard to get off, you can use it. Just be careful not to cut your hands. And a simple multi-tool. Now this one is more of a tactical one. It's more rugged. We like to use it. It has pliers and that are pretty strong for grips, and you can take it on the go and do anything emergency repairs to your prop when you are doing your conventions, and also a few small cutting tools that you can use in a pinch. These are good to have, but any multi-tool kit that you have will be doable. Okay, next up we have our blue masking tape. We prefer the 3M brand masking tape. This is to hold any parts together while you're gluing stuff together, or in general it can be used for painting straight line parts, or you can cut out patterns. It's a great thing to use when it comes to painting and holding stuff together for gluing. Another one is the clamps. These are regular office document paper clamps. You can use these to hold parts together, keep them under pressure if you're using epoxy resin for your assembly. Very basic, good to have. Next up we have our two-part epoxy. These are to use to hold up your models together, assemble it. Super glue, generally used for all types of surface adhesive. And if you want a stronger bond, you can use A and B part, two-part epoxy. You can use these. All these can be found in most stores, hobby stores. They're pretty cheap, great to use. This is XC through 3D Part A and Part B epoxy resin 3D surface coating by Smooth On. It's an optional product that you can get if you don't like to sand your surface down. Just coat it in your cure in about 24 hours, and it's a great resin coating to use when you try to finish your model. Use a 3M 150 grit sandpaper. You can go all the way up to 300, 200 grit to give you that nicer sanded down finish. It's one of the must-have when you're working with 3D models. You make your workflow a little bit easier. Dremel tool, a simple rotary tool, will work with a routing sander or cutter. These can grind down any uneven surfaces, or making surfaces fit, or having two parts fit into each other and you need some sanding done quickly. It's a great tool to have. Also, a needle nose plier to take out any small parts or debris stuck in your model. For painting, we use a regular hobby or paintbrush for details, or for larger surfaces or weathering. We use a sponge brush type brush. These kind of are great for acrylic paints, something that you can use it for weathering and general purpose. For those who are more accustomed to model building, you can use an airbrush for your painting process. These are pretty cheap. You can get them on Amazon for about $50 or less. It comes with a small compressor. It does the job pretty good for overall painting, covering surfaces, detail, weathering. It takes practice to use for newcomers. It takes a lot of practice, but once you can do it, it gets you great results. For model paints, we use any Tamiya or Mr. Hobby spray paint or brush paint. You can also use Krylon spray paint or any acrylic water-based paint or any tester model paint that you can get your hands on at most craft stores or model shops. Lastly, these are the basic tools that you must have. We use them every day. You can build them up as you see fit. You can also get other tools to use what you like. Also, just keep on practicing. Don't get frustrated. Break it apart. Just glue it back. Fix it. Make it work. It's a hobby.